it is. So this is the workout I'm going to do. I'm going to do a 100-pound arm snatch, and then I'm going to be lifting 100 pounds over my head just from this position. And then right down there, you see that? I'm going to be pushing that sled, one arm right down each way right here. And then box jumps. And of course, oh, I forgot to add, we got to put, what do you call it? Hurdle jumps. We're going to do hurdle jumps as well. All right. So what that stretch does is it helps a lot with the impacts on your knees, especially if you're doing a lot of explosive stuff. That's what this is used for the best. So do this, that. So basically 4 or 5 workouts at once. All right, here we go. All right. Okay. Or what else? Okay. Okay. How you been waiting for the another? Yes, that's right, my man. That's right. We're about to get it in right now. So we're gonna start right now. Let me know if you can hear me on this right here. Let me know if you can hear me. Okay, so you can hear me. That's on purpose so that this way the live stream doesn't pick up on the music because obviously they have music playing in the gym. So yeah, that's why. Let me grab my headphones, talk to y'all real quick. Listen. All right. Y'all can hear me. Okay, so check this out, right? Yeah, I got you. Second. How about now? Better? All right. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. All right. One more of this. All right. You can hear me, right? Let me know on the chat if you can hear me. Excuse me. My bad. Okay. Perfect. That's it. Stay tuned. We're going to preview UFC 317 right now. Stay tuned. Yeah. Just putting the weights away. Excuse me. All the dudes in here. I made every dude in here who thinks he's an athlete look like a chump, bro. Straight up. That's how we on it. That's how we on it. That's how we on it, baby. Big boy weights. That's right. I'm on some big boy weights up in here. Ugh. That's right. Ugh. Ugh. Up, 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 up. Ugh. All right. Yeah, most people just do. That's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about, right? My man here said most people only do bench and curls, and yeah, I do way more than that. I'm a fucking advanced athlete, baby. I'll push it. I'll push it to the freaking max up in here. Uh, It ain't nothing. It ain't nothing. It ain't nothing. Meanwhile, meanwhile, everybody want to take it easy. Yeah, go take it easy. I don't take nothing easy. That's right. That's right. That's how shit goes down. Hell yeah. Hell yeah. Woo! Hey, and you know what? Here's another thing too. Most streamers wouldn't stream their workout. No way. Hold on, let me put one thing away. Most of them. Ugh. Nobody in here is doing what I'm doing. No one. No one. You better believe that. You better believe that, bro. And you know what? I'm surprised. I'll tell you what I'm surprised by. I'm surprised. Uh, even some fighters, they don't train like that. They still train like one of these zombies from the apocalypse thinking, bodybuilding workouts help, them in martial arts. It doesn't. You know what I mean? You got to have, real functional training. That's it. Yuri says, yeah, I need that in my life today to catch this 20K bet. Oh, snap. Okay, so what? You got a 20K bet on who? Who you got your bet on? Yuri, do you have it for Ilya Tapora? And yeah, cardio is king. Bro, this is it's cardio mixed with weight training. Because look, oftentimes, one of the biggest problems, right? I think a lot of MMA fighters have is being able to balance of being strong but being fast, and then also having the stamina at the same time. Because it's very difficult to do that. You want to know why? If you want to know why it's difficult to have strength, stamina, and speed all rolled into one, all you got to do is just watch that workout. That's exactly why. Like, you got to, like, here's the thing, right? I see a lot of fighters, they have trainers, like, that basically teach them to do the same type of workouts that I do. All right. Here's the problem that I notice, right? I don't know, man. I don't think they really push their best. I don't think they try to make them push their limit to like where, okay, you know what? Here's your strength factor, but then try to work your strength factor while trying to mitigate your stamina as well. You know what I mean? Like, I think that's the problem. Oh, okay. So yeah, Marty Miller says, I think that's a good bet, Yuri. Well, yeah, there's different forms of cardio for sure, for sure. This is more like anaerobic cardio, which, by the way, is what wrestling, MMA, and jujitsu. Well, yeah, mostly wrestling, MMA, and jujitsu are very big on that. Marty Miller says, I don't care how much you work out. If you're not actually sparring, grappling, it's not going to fully translate. That is correct. That is correct. You absolutely have to do that as well. Oh, you don't get it twisted. I spar too. You know what? Here's the thing. I got to find one guy that's okay with having their spar. You know what I mean? Because obviously it's not just my sparring session; it's their sparring session as well. So Yeah, one of these days I'll film one of my sparring sessions. I think I know about a couple of guys that would be down to do it because, as you know, man, that's that's not what a lot of fighters they don't like to film what they do. Yuri asks, "What do you do for a living?" I work in sports management, so uh, PR and sports management. So um, and then YouTubing for now. I'd love to come out there and train with you, man. Yeah, for sure. Marty Miller, if you're ever in Sacramento, let me know. I'm not hard to find in Sacramento. In fact, if you are in Sacramento, more than likely you'll probably find me here at this gym at downtown because this is literally like the center town of Sacramento, right? The Kings play right here in this same facility that I'm working out at. And then on top of that, it's in downtown, the famous downtown Sacramento. Says, dude, I probably just come out to train. Well, I tell you what, that's what I always say when I go to different places, right? I'm like, all right, you know what? I'm just gonna come out here and train and this and that. Next thing you know, it becomes a trip. Next thing you know, you're in Universal Studios. Next thing you know, you're in Disneyland, or wherever you're at. You got a good vibe about you. I wish you the best in life, bro. Thank you so much, Yuri. That's very good, positive reaffirmation. Right there. You know what I mean? Yeah. Um, let's see. What other chats here that I miss? Uh, okay, I can't hear you, bro. Yeah, I see through the headphones. I think it's connected. We train so similar, bro. Do you remember the Renegade Roast? By the way, man, what are uh Marty Miller, what are Renegade Bros? I forgot. Oh, is that the rowing machine? Is that what the Renegade Bros are, or is that like a certain type of workout? Let me know on the comment section below. But yeah, uh what else here? So yeah, man. So Yuri, who did you put your 20K bet on? You got a 20K bet. Who is that on, man? That's a high bet. You know what, bro? I got a homeboy in England. I got a homeboy in England that bet 100K on Shiraz to beat Berlanga in the July 12th boxing match. 100K, bro. Stop it, man. He's putting on 100K for Berlanga, a UK dude that I know. 100K. Now that's 100 pounds, 100 British pounds. I believe 100 British pounds is equivalent to uh, what is 100 British pounds equivalent to? So I believe maybe 111K or something like that. Okay, I put 10K on the line for Yuri, and then uh, SJA, SJA, who is that? Who's SJA to win Finals MVP? Oh, okay, Finals MVP. Gotcha. Okay, you're talking basketball. Got it, got it. Okay, so do you do a push up on a set of dumbbells, then row each of them, each push up? I usually do them with 40 to 50. Okay, I think you're talking about the Randy Couture workouts, right? I think that's what I think that's what you're talking about, right? The Randy Couture workouts. Um, because if so, okay, maybe that's what they call it. Maybe they call that Renegade. Okay, so Fresh Melon Juice says 206K. So Fresh Melon Juice, when you say 206K, what is that? Is that the 100 British pounds that you're talking about? Renegade Rose, do a push up, then row. Oh, okay, got it. Okay, so Renegade Rose, do a push up, then row the dumbbells. Oh, okay. Yeah. That has similar derivatives of the Randy Couture workout, because the Randy Couture workout is like where you do back rows, depending on what reps you do. Like, let's say if you do something light or manageable, like 15 to 20, like 15, and then up rows 15 to 20, and then military press 15 to 20 over your head, and then 15 to 20 in the back of your head from the military press, and then maybe you'll do like a single squat on each. So yeah, and then that's literally one set. So what that does is it helps you increase. your lactic acid tolerance for grappling, which is what the Randy Couture placed on. No bet. Fresh Melon Juice says no bet. Melon Juice, did you bet on the fight tonight? No, yeah, yeah, man. Guys, I mean, listen. I understand it's part of it's part of the MMA culture, but you know, yeah, betting is haram, man. Betting is so haram. In fact, man, one of my homeboys that is putting that 100K for Shiraz to beat Berlanga, is a Muslim guy. So it's like, it's kind of crazy that he decided to do that. That you guys know him. You've seen him in my live streams before when he co-hosted a live stream with me for for the fight. So you've seen him before. Zain Musa boxing dosage. So hopefully he'll join us tonight. Hopefully I'll get a couple of homies to join us tonight. Y'all tapping in with me tonight for the live stream fights, right? Let me know on the comment section below if you guys are going to tap in for the fights tonight because yeah, it is going to be entertaining. And then plus I got a new gaming chair going on, so it's going to make its pay-per-view debut. You know what I mean? So fun times ahead, man. Fun times ahead. Let's see what else here. Okay. So what else? Who? Okay. How about the Moicano and the Daniil Dariush fight? Right. I was very adamant in saying that this fight is a 50-50 fight and that anybody could win this at any given time. That's the way that I see it. Right. It's yeah. It's a very. You know what, man? Let me take this conversation outside. Okay. I'm going to take this conversation outside. I'm going to show you guys downtown Sacramento while I'm here. So let me get my. Oh snap, Yuri, you're flying to Kuwait? Hold up. Yuri says, "Yeah, I'm flying to Kuwait tonight. While the fight will be on the plane, better have the internet." Oh man, Yuri, are you military? Is that why you're going to Kuwait? If so, let me know on the comment section below. What is your purpose of going to Kuwait? That's kind of awesome, bro. You know what I mean? Like, because you know what? Here's what's funny. Here's what's crazy about Kuwait, right? I don't usually see Kuwait, get that kind of traction that let's say, Abu Dhabi, the Emirates, or maybe even Qatar, right? Kuwait is just like that, one Gulf country in the cut that nobody really knows about, but they got the same amount of wealth and all of that. Maybe they could even invest in the same type of entertainment that the other Gulf states do. But yeah, that's interesting though. What brings you to Kuwait? No, my girl is from there, and I'm not military. I'm 20. Oh, okay, okay, gotcha. Okay, that makes sense. All right, all right. Here we go. There it is, Sacramento, guys. There's Sacramento's finest right there. How you doing, my man? Here it is. Check this out, guys. Yeah, Fresh Melon Juice says Yuri is going to go and fill up his car. Okay, you got jokes, huh, Fresh Melon Juice? Yeah, it's because the gas is probably way cheaper over there, right, than it is here. Hey, you know what? What would happen? Yo, listen, I'm not asking anybody to go out there or commit a crime or anything, but yo, what the heck would happen if, let's say, you, I don't know, for whatever reason, um, decide to smuggle oil from Kuwait and then bring it to America? Like, do you imagine, the type of charges you would catch for that? Now, that's exactly why I'm saying, I don't recommend or encourage it whatsoever because I would imagine, the charges on that are are quite serious. You know what I mean? Here you go, my man, right here with the bike, real West Coast. That's what I'm talking about. What's up, my man? How you doing? Yeah, right here, Golden One Arena, guys, where the Kings play. It'll be my first time there. Well, hey, Yuri, man, best of luck to you, man. That's really awesome of you. Um, to have that opportunity to go to Kuwait. I've been to a few Arab countries. Kuwait is hasn't been one of them, as of yet. UAE, I've been to Saudi Arabia, Egypt, Sudan, but not Kuwait. Kuwait hasn't been on my list yet. So, that's awesome, man. Let me know how that, trip goes, man. You know, uh, Moicano looks way bigger also. Fresh Melon who says, I have to pick Moicano after watching what he did to BSD last night. You know what, bro? That is exactly why I'm sort of going for him in this. No, actually, you know what? Whew, listen, it's a 50-50 fight, but what I did put for my official prediction on the video, and I can't turn back on it now unless, of course, I change my mind right now, is that I picked Beneil Dariush. I don't know what it is with Beneil Dariush, bro. He reminds me, and I don't mean this in a very demeaning matter, right? He reminds me of a cockroach, okay? Like meaning that like it's hard to put him away, right? So when you got a guy like him that's very difficult to put away, bro, I think he could, get a finish if let's say Moicano happens to slip. But you know what? You are right, man. After Moicano did that to Benoit Saint Denis, it's hard for me to deny him. You know what I mean? It's hard for me to deny him of that. So yeah, yeah, man. It's hard to deny that. So yeah. Uh Here it is, man. Beautiful Saturday morning. This used to be, a mall. Now, well, I mean, it still is kind of a mall, but they kind of just stripped it down to, what it was right here. So right here, if you want to buy any Kings paraphernalia, the locker room, how original, right? They call it the locker room. It's right there. So there it is. There it is. Is this place open right now? Probably not. Listen, this is how you know. This is how you know you really wake up and dedicated, to training in the morning, right? You know what I mean? When you go to a store right next to the gym and they ain't even open. Look at this. This place ain't even open yet, but yeah, they got some cool King's paraphernalia there. Look at that. The old school uh Jason Williams right there from back in the day. Some old school stuff. Yeah, look at that. See, even though the dude left the league, even though the dude left the league and the team, man, he's still, an icon in these parts. Look at this. They got white chocolate t-shirts up there. You see that? Oh man, look at that. Look at that. Yeah. I get that analogy, says Gold Bricks. Bring metal detector and search for gold in Kuwait. Nah, bro. Don't be doing that. Don't try to be smuggling no gold while in Kuwait. They'll lock you up for that over there. You know what I mean? Even worse, they'll lock you up over here. Well, all right. You know what? It's probably better to get locked up here than it is over there. And I think we can all agree to that. You know what I mean? Like, like an Arab prison, in Kuwait or any of the Gulf states is not the business that you want to be at. All right, so here's a little sneaker store right here. You guys can check out Capital Agenda right here. Gold Bricks. Her dad. Oh wow. Okay, hold up. Let's read this comment right here by Yuri. Yuri says her dad thinks I'm Muslim. I'm gonna have to break the bad news. Oh man. Well, I tell you what, Yuri. You know what? I think this is a great opportunity, maybe for you to convert. Who knows? Maybe it might change your life for, the positive, perhaps. You know what I mean? Yo, this is crazy, man. So How do you think he's going to react? Do you think that here's a question for Yuri. All right, Yuri, here's a question for you, my man. All right, do you think that he'll react in a very negative way to where, let's say, I don't know, he'll, he'll, I don't know, I guess, cast you out of the group, right? There's that option, or the other option. Do you think that he's going to try to talk you into, perhaps converting? And yeah, that's kind of the dilemma right there. You know what? I had a homie that had a very similar situation to yours, Yuri. You know what it was? Look, check this out, right? He married a Jewish girl, right? Obviously, he wasn't Jewish, and so the dad was like, well, if you want to be in the family, you have to convert to Judaism, my son. You must be Jewish. If you're not Jewish, then we kick you out the family. And yeah, so that was that. So, I could see perhaps maybe you would face a situation, similar, but who knows? Uh, my ex was Jewish and I was with her for 3 years and she tried to get me to convert as well. Damn, man, Yuri, what? Yeah, Yuri, what part of the world are you from, my man? Let me know what part of the world you are from so I can kind of gather context, right? So if you're from LA, that kind of makes sense. If there's a lot of Jewish people, if you're from California or if you're from New York or something like that, let me know just to kind of get context on the situational matter at hand. Um, I'm Irish, but living in Paris. Oh, okay, okay, that's right. Okay, okay, very interesting. Okay, so an Irishman living in Paris, right? Gotcha. Yeah, you know what, man? I see a lot of Irish people here too. And when I mean Irish, I don't mean like Irish Americans. I mean like, Conor McGregor Irish, or Ian Gary Irish, right? But these days, Ian Gary, I think, self-identifies as a Brazilian. So, I don't know about all that. What is this? Hold up, I never walked through here before. I wonder what exactly this is. I think this is a hotel or, oh, wow, okay. They got a little saloon over here. Oh, how about this? Hmm, okay. Let's see, is this open? Oh, wow. Okay, look at this. Is Paris Muslim now? Fresh Melon Juice ask. Yeah, I mean, it's a good parts of it is for sure. Go in and say you ain't no rules. No, man. What kind of thing is that? Fresh Melon Juice. You know what I mean? That's quite a barbaric thing to ask someone to do. Just out of nowhere. Okay, oh, there we go. See, little coffee right here. Free coffee. Go. Well, yeah, why not? The only thing though is I didn't get creamer because I don't really. Here, let me turn it over to my side right here. Yeah, I didn't really get the creamer because, man, I don't trust creamer that ain't my creamer. You know what I mean? So that's really all there is to that. But yeah, man. So, man, Yuri, how long have you lived in Paris, bro? Because I often notice, this is like a lot of Irish people. Like, I mean, Irish people from Dublin, right? They often like go and travel or live elsewhere. I don't know, maybe because they don't want to be around like no foggy, weather or something like that. You know what I mean? I've met a lot, out in UC Davis, like students, mechanical engineer students, stuff like that. Um, I forgot what type of visa that is they're on, but it's yeah, it's basically one of those visas that says, if you're white, you're all right, type of thing. You know what I mean? Like one of them type of things. You know what I mean? 4 months. Okay, so you've been there for 4 months. All right. Um, yeah, man. Paris. I'll tell you what, man. Paris is it's Paris. I'm going to be honest with you, right? Paris reminds me more of North Africa than Paris. You know what I mean? And that's really all there is to it, man. Because yeah, the French people don't be having babies or nothing like that. You know what I mean? They don't have no kids, or anything like that. Everything about like if you look at the average, white French, person's life, it's predicated on just routine and poutine and all of that, right? And then when that's set and done, then it's like they're at an age where they can't have kids no more, so that's why they don't populate. Meanwhile, the Muslim brothers, the North Africans, the Moroccans, the Algerians, the Libyans, the Sudanese, all of that, right? They're over there populating like left and right. And then you know how it goes. In Islam, you can have more than 4 wives and whatnot. So there's that too that makes them even more populated. So yeah, man. But how long you gonna be in how long you gonna be over there, Yuri? Yuri says, I don't look I don't look like your typical Irish, though I could pass for an Arab. You know what? I'm gonna tell you why, Yuri. It's probably because a lot of the Irish, they mated with, especially the women, they mated with a lot of different people. So, there you have it. You know what I mean? That's probably why you look Arab. You know what I mean? Like, that's probably why, bro. Mm. But so there was a fight that fell out of the card, right? There was Ewer versus McVeigh, right? Jackson McVeigh was supposed to be. My granddad is black, so I'm tan. Okay, okay, that makes sense. That makes sense. Yeah, there's what a lot of people don't know, man. There's a lot of black people in Ireland. That's one thing people don't know about Ireland, but in the UK too. But that's probably predicated on like Jamaican or West African immigrants that have migrated there. So you know but that's an Irish song. If you didn't know, Yuri, the Black and Tans song. That it's kind of like a folk war song or something that they sang. When they went to war with the British and all that. So, but yeah, chat. Let me know what you think about the Ewart and the Jackson McVeigh fight, because this is what they did, right? So Jackson McVeigh came and weighed in like a professional, right? He did his weigh in, he made weight, and then Ewer, the guy that they called, mind you, they called him to do this fight 1 week prior. And so he came in. Look, man, listen, I don't know what fighter can make weight, with just 1 week's notice, right? Even Nate Diaz, when he got called in to fight McGregor back in 16, right? Um, he was like vacationing in Mexico, right? And McGregor was already set to do a 155 fight. So they're like, all right, you know what? Let's just move this up to 170. But here's the thing, right? Why couldn't they do that with the Ewart and the McVeigh fight? Why couldn't they just move it up to 205 instead of 185? So of course he's going to come in 195 because you called him 1 week because y'all are trying to fill up a card that is really top heavy. If you think about it, Ilya Tapora versus Charles is a top heavy card, right? That shit is top heavy because you got him on the top of the bill with Charles, and then on the co-main you got Pantoja and Kai Kara France, right? That's a top heavy. That's what they call a top heavy boxing card in an MMA setting. Fresh Mellinger says your opinion on Ilya being announced point 0.5 overweight. Anik says he has to weigh less and they change his weight. Um, You know what? I saw a video with MMA Joey. He did make a video about this, right? I mean, MMA Joey. I think here's what I think, right? I think the dude is complete satire to the max, right? Like I think that a lot of the things that he does is satire, meaning that like I don't think he really believes in some of the things that he says, right? Um, the reason why I don't think he believes in some of the things he says is because he has to sensationalize things for views. And I get that. Look, I don't think it matters because here's the thing, right? Was that a digital scale or was that a regular scale that he went on? I believe it was a non digital scale that he did, right? Look, I'm going to tell you guys something. A lot of fights that you've seen before, a lot of fights where you've seen before, a lot of them would have never been made had they done it on a scale. I promise you. I promise you that. Like, there's many fights that would have never been made if it was on a scale, on a digital scale. So I want you to keep that in perspective. Okay, I didn't hear any of that. I didn't hear any of that about his weight. Oh, okay, Marty Miller, you're saying you didn't hear him? Yeah, 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 yeah. Because you know what? Here's the thing, right? Like the reason why you didn't hear any of it is because there's a few MMA content creators that that did um that did videos on it and they made a big fuss about it. But I don't know, man. It wasn't the biggest fuss in the world that they really needed to make, is what I'm saying. So area, nice and classy little area, right? Yeah, the dude who managed the weigh-in said he said the wrong weight. Yeah, yeah, yeah. That's a bit of a controversy. There's always controversies at the weigh-in scales, right? Same thing with Khabib. There was a bit of some controversy going on with that, if you guys remembered, after Anik told him. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Um, yeah, after Anik told him. Yeah. Well, here's the thing, right? Is anyone surprised though? I mean, because look, like what I said, right? They don't use a digital scale at the weigh-ins, not in Vegas. They use like just the regular scale, like where you have to adjust that or whatever. Because like I said, if you use a digital scale, there would be a lot of MMA and boxing matches that none of you would have been seeing because they would have just cut it off immediately, right? um what did the comment here say? So the dude who managed the weigh-in said that he was at the wrong weight. Fresh Melons, who says after Anik told him. Marty Miller says he always fought at 45. I'd be surprised if he struggled to make 55. Well, I tell you what, Marty, this is the reason why he can't go back to 145, because he struggles even at 155, right? Fresh Mellinger says Khabib's last fight were always in Abu Dhabi because he couldn't make weight. Yeah. Yeah, you know what, man? Listen, as somebody who likes Khabib, as somebody who supports him, and as somebody who's actually talked to his dad and his family and all of that, I'm gonna say I'll say it out loud, right? I'll say it flat out. I think the Abu Dhabi commissions gave him a little bit of leeway with that weigh-in. I'll say it flat out, right? Like they did. I don't think that if he was in that's just being honest. Now, look, am I glad that he made weight? Yeah, he made weight. The fight was history. He finished Justin Gaethje, and then he rode off into the sunset, and that was that. And then Conor McGregor became a drug addict, crackhead, and just talking shite online all day. You know what I mean? But like that's what it is. Look, I'm saying is that that's just what it is. I think they gave him a little bit of leeway. Now, look, did Ilya Tapora get a little bit of a leeway from the Las Vegas Commission? Of course they did, man, because they know that, what, they need to have the fight going on today. If they don't have the fight going on today, what are you going to be doing on your Saturday? You know what I mean? Like, imagine if today they said, hey, you know what, we're going to cancel the fight because Ilya didn't make weight, right? Well, what would y'all be doing? right? You know what I mean? What would I be doing? You know what I mean? I certainly wouldn't. Well, I would still live stream the fights anyway, but that's neither here or there. So, um, wait, what did Marty Miller, he says, I didn't, know, Melon, Fresh Melon Juice says, I don't think Ilya struggled making weight. He's smaller than Kai Kara. Okay, come on now. That's a little bit of an exaggeration. He says, I think Ilya didn't want to get Mozart. Yeah, you know what? Mozart would have been a serious problem for Ilya. Um, but I don't want to toss that up as ducking. I mean, look, why would you not take the opportunity to fight at at 155 for the belt and become a double champion? Instead, you got to wait around for a top contender, right? I mean, it's a hard choice. That's kind of look, it's the same thing that they said with John Jones, right? He said, oh, that he tried to duck what's the Polish guy's name, Jan Blachowicz, right? Because Jan Blachowicz was obviously the next guy to hold the belt after after John Jones left. But the reality was John Jones is trying to fight heavyweight, so but I don't know about that. Yeah, smaller than Kai Kara. I don't know about that. And then he says, I think Ilya didn't want to get Mozart. Marty Miller says, yeah, I'm surprised he would have struggled too. Melon Geary says, why would he not want to fight Mozart? He literally moved up to fight Islam. That's what I'm saying, right? And I think we can agree Islam is probably more dangerous than Mozart, although one never knows. We don't know the capacity and the ceiling of him yet. Fresh Melon Juice says John Jones is not the same. John has cleared 3 generations in light heavyweight. That's very true. Conor McGregor, he says, Mozart is married to. Well, can you confirm that? Can you confirm that as a fact? Now, look, we know that's a probability for Khabib, and that's a probability for Islam Makhachev, but we don't know much about Mozart. Fresh Melon Juice says he didn't want to fight Islam. He moved up. If Islam moved up, that was the deal with the UFC. Okay, very interesting. Oh, okay, just making sure I had my ticket that I had vouched for, just so I got free parking here. Ilya is the best fighter in the world, in my opinion. Yuri says. You think he's the best fighter in the world? You know what? I'm going to push back on that a little bit, Yuri. I think he is a good fighter, but I think that he has limits. Okay, for example, he doesn't kick as often. You ever notice that he doesn't kick as much? Conor McGregor says Ariel said UFC 317 is doing worse than UFC 315 in terms of pay-per-view. It is expected to do just around. How does Ariel Hawani know that? You know what though? Listen, I think there's some truth to that. Straight up. You want to know why? I'll tell you why there's some truth to that. Okay, because I haven't really seen a big buzz over this fight yet. You know what I mean? There's not really a big buzz over the fight. Fresh Melon who says if you can't stand the test of time and pressure that your division is hunting you, you're not or never will be the best in the world. Yuri says he doesn't need head kicks. He slows your movement down with leg kicks, then knocks you out. Yeah, 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 yeah. That's the thing, right? Like I want to see a fighter that's a little bit more complete. Now, look, does he have good wrestling? He's got good wrestling. He's got good clinches. He's got good submissions. He's got good punches. He's got good low kicks. But does he have good body kicks? And also, does he have good high kicks? Those are things that I haven't seen yet. You know who else doesn't kick? Garbrandt. I watched his fight against Kai last night, and he barely threw any. Yeah, man. You know why? Look, I think because Cody grew up um, boxing. I think that he's just so confident with his hands that he doesn't want to do anything else. You know who Cody would have been a good boxing match against in boxing, who's very similar to him? George Kambosos. Let me know what you guys think about that as a boxing match in the future. How about Cody Garbrandt versus George Kambosos in the future? X Stack says, "Can you pretend?" No, I'm not going to, man. Yeah. Listen, you got to find your own dad. X Stacks. Weird comment. Kai is turning heads. Fresh melon juice says. Kai is turning heads. You mean Kai Kara France, or you mean Kai as in me, or Kai Kara France? Let me know. What you mean by and if so, okay. Kai is headhunting. Sorry. Yeah. Kai is headhunting. Yeah. You're saying that he's going to headhunt tonight. You know, X Stack says, I really need a father figure to look up to. Well, you came to the right place, and hopefully I can, provide, some sort of role modelship for you on that. Um, what else? What else is going on in this fight? We got about 8 minutes. I'm going to go for about another 8 minutes. Keep the questions coming for the next 8 minutes, and then I'm going to call it quits from here because I obviously got to head home and get ready for tonight's event. So, we're going to get that cracking and popping and, hip locking and all of that. So, do you drink black coffee or standard? Just black coffee for the most part. I drink standard too. You know what? The reason why I didn't go grab a creamer for this one is because I just don't trust other creamers out there. Some creamers out there can be very cancerous. So I just, I pick my own creamers. I usually get the brown sugar creamer from Trader Joe's. So I go with that. But if, I can't find that anywhere else, I bring my own coffee creamer. So, Fresh Melon Juice says, don't do drugs, including sugar, and you'll be fine. X Stacks. Yeah. Good advice. X Stack says, at Fresh, thanks for stepping up in the father role. Oh boy, man, a whole lot of weird comments going on there. Okay. Yuri says, drugs every once in a while isn't too bad. The Irishman has spoken. Yeah, he says that a little drugs here and there isn't too bad. Uh, yeah, it depends, right? It depends. It really depends. The drug abuse is a serious problem, but yeah, I see what you're saying. Shout outs to you on that one. AJ edits. He says, "Hi, how you doing, man? How are you? How many push-ups can you do at once?" Conor McGregor says, "I could do about 100 at once." Conor McGregor, I don't think you were here earlier, but I literally did an insane workout session while I was on live stream. But yeah, I could definitely do 100 push-ups nonstop, maybe even more. But I'll just probably stop at 100 because there's no use going more than that. You know what I mean? Like I'm not trying to break like no world records. I'm just trying to be as strong as I can be for myself. But yeah, XXX, I'm a silly Billy like Billy Q. Okay, Marty Miller says you're still young, Yuri, so I get it. Yeah, man, you are quite young, man. You are a young man. You're like 21 years old, man. Listen, this is awesome, man. Look, I I really like when I see young people going out there traveling. You know what I mean? Especially when you have this going on. You have a girlfriend going on. I mean, dude, listen. You're going to Kuwait. And you're going to meet her dad, and and he doesn't know that you're Muslim, bro. Listen. Oh my God! Listen, I hope you come out alive, Yuri. Yuri, I hope you come out alive. I actually have a warrant back in Ireland for drugs. There's only 3 people in here, so it's cool to say, yeah, yeah, well, and now there's 6. Listen, don't get it twisted. If you see only like 6 people or 7 people in here, listen, that accumulates later on. Like we're talking about like at average, I get like about an average 200 to 300 views, maybe even more than 200 or 300 because my live streams on fight days, are up to the thousands. So, now you got 9 people in here that you're, professing this to. So, oh, Toxic Gameplays, Kyrie live from the Cayman Islands. No, 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 not the Cayman Islands, brother. I'm actually outside. I'm actually in a hotel next to the Golden One Arena. So I'm literally in Sacramento, my hometown. Um, Xstack says, "What is your nickname?" My nickname? Well, my nickname is Kai. As a matter of fact, as a Muslim, we're not supposed to have tattoos, but I have one tattoo that I got in my whole entire life. I'm going to show you right here, right? That's my nickname right there is Kai. So that's basically my nickname is Kai. So, Kai is short for Kyrie. So, Fresh Melon Juice says, I really want Oliveira to win. Yuri says, yeah, but my name isn't actually Yuri. Okay, I got you. I got you. Hey, you know what it is, Yuri? You're in the right spot, brother. You know what I mean? Because there is a no snitching policy in this, particular chat. You know what I mean? Like, we don't condone that in any kind of way. Look, I did a video where I basically went at Joe Rogan for snitching on the Liver King. There's a video, well, not a video, a live stream. So check that out. Yeah. So Xstack says, Alhamdulillah. Alhamdulillah, man. Where are you from, Xstack? Let me know what part of the world you are from before we sign off in just about 3 minutes from now. AJK Edit says Oliveira most likely to lose because he got smashed by Chandler in some rounds, not all. I see what you're saying, and you know what? Check out, guys, before the fight starts today. I want all of you to watch my prediction video, a 40-minute video that I have on the video section of my channel. Right? I go into details about what I think about Charles Oliveira and why the fight is going to go one way or another. I need you guys to check that out. It's Albuquerque. Okay, so you're in Albuquerque, X-Stack. So, do you train at the Greg Jackson's spot, or do you know anybody that trains there by any degree? If so, yeah, please let me know. Let me know if you know anybody in that camp. But Albuquerque. What's interesting about that place is that uh they're very big on what do you call it, mixed martial arts, period, right? There's a lot of different mixed martial arts gyms that they have other than Jackson, Winkle John Jackson over there. So Xstack says, no, I'm scared of John Jones. Fresh Melon Juice says, probably Miller. I honestly think Taporia is going to get him out in the first. Yeah, that is the prediction that Ilya Taporia has, right? Very brave prediction on his part, although one never knows, right? Yuri says, Kai, I'll send you $100 if Ilya bet hits. I got to go. Wow, man. Yo, listen, that would be a highly appreciated, Yuri. If I'll send you $100 if the Ilya bet hits, man. Yeah, I would absolutely appreciate that, my man. Send it on the super chat on the live stream. That would absolutely be appreciated. But shout out to you, man, and best of luck on your trip in Kuwait. And you know what? This is going to sound biased on my part, Yuri, but I hope that this trip does bring you to Islam in a positive way, right? And I think that it will do a lot of good for your life, and also it'll clean your slate. Remember, when you convert, one of the most beautiful things about it is you clean your slate completely. I don't know if you'll clean your slate completely with the Irish government. Now that's one thing, that yeah, but you know what I mean. Shout out to you, Yuri, whoever you are and wherever you are in the world. I hope that you are safe and sound, because you know what, I got a special place in my heart for you, my man. You know what I mean? I understand what you're going through. So, big shout out to you. Slow down. I'm only seeing this girl for a few months. I can't convert yet. That's my wish. Okay, I'm sure she wishes that up too, in to some degree, because it'll make her life easier. And I'm sure that the dad would want that as well. But it's your choice. It's your life by the end of the day, of course. But of course, just on my bias side, that's what I would like to see. Fresh Melon Juice says, for fun. X-Stack says, bye. Oh, man, don't call me that. Okay. AJ Edit says, John Jones' retirement was not expected. All right. So with that in mind, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button one more time. I'm going to call it quits from there. It was great seeing you guys. It was great live streaming my workout with you guys on the same day as fight day is going on, of course. So that's always fun. Let me send a special shout out to everybody before I go. I want to send a special shout outs to Yuri. Okay. And best of luck to your trip in Kuwait. I want to send a shout out to Fresh Melon Juice. Thank you for always tapping in. ECK Stacks, shout out to you. AJ Edits, shout out to you. Marty Miller, always helpful as my top moderator. Thank you. Always thankful and grateful to you. Toxic Gameplays. Shout out to you, my man. Tapping in as always, right? Conor McGregor, shout out to you. Fresh Melon Juice, Marty Miller again. Conor McGregor, shout outs to you. Yuri, shout outs to you. Uh, let's see here. Who else here? Uh, and that's about it, man. So everybody around the world, yeah, thank you so much, man. And best of luck to everybody. And here's another thing: I will be live tonight. So a couple of housekeeping notes before I leave. I will be live tonight for the live stream. I will come early, very early. I'm going to come hours early prior to the fights, prior to the first fight. So they're probably going to start at 3:30. I'm going to probably start around 12 o'clock. Okay, I'm going to play a replay of my live streams, maybe even play this one or maybe another live stream. But on any event, don't forget to like and subscribe. I'll see you in the next one. Fresh Melon Juice says, "Is the Karate Kid the greatest fighter of all time?" No, but it is one of the greatest mixed. It is one of the greatest martial arts movies of all time, and I think anybody who's in fighting or involved in fighting was influenced by it in some kind of degree. So with that in mind, don't forget to like and subscribe. I'll see you in the next one. Inshallah. Okay, AJ Edit says in India it will start in the morning. So okay, I will. So it's 9 a.m. here in the West Coast. 9, 10, 11, 12. So 3 hours. I'm going to be live once again in 3 hours. I will be back and live in 3 hours. Marty Miller says maybe Daniel, but not Will Smith's son. He's not even. He's not even top 10. Yeah. Fresh Melon Juice. Is Trump a hero in India now? Well, I'm sure he is, right? There's a lot of people in India that love Trump. You got to remember he did bring in Kash Patel to become the director of the FBI. He made peace in India. He definitely a Daniel San. All right. So with that in mind, I'll see you guys in the next one. Don't forget to like and subscribe, inshallah.